Hi, and welcome to Ivy English. I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
So today we're going to call all aliens. That's our first article. And our second article is Priceless Journals Returned to Library. Both of these are very fun, so let's read the first one. A team of international scientists has drafted a message that they want to beam towards the center of our galaxy, the Milky Way. Called the Beacon in the Galaxy, the message will include simple math and physics equations, information about humans, and illustrations of the human body, as well as the location of Earth within the galaxy. The researchers understand that concepts like mathematics, as explained by humans, would be unrecognizable to extraterrestrial life. So, they plan to relay their message using a simple binary code of ones and zeros, similar to what most computing systems use here on Earth. Giant telescopes in either California or China would be used to broadcast the message up into the sky. Wait a minute, didn't we do this already? In the 70s, did we not send a golden disc off into the universe containing messages of like greetings in every language and a diagram of a man and a woman and things like this? We did this already. Why are we doing it again?
Maybe. I wouldn't know. I wasn't born.
Okay, I'm trying very hard not to call you on this clearly untrue statement. So, okay.
好，对了，其实好像我也有印象，好像这个70年代好像就做过这种事情了。Yeah.
You may not have been born yet because this happened just before I was born.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
so maybe that was a true statement.
Yeah, we need to check. 所以那个时候就已经好像很有趣啊，把那个一些跟地球文明有关的一些东西，好像曾经就送上太空过了。Yeah.
But why are we doing it again? I mean, not that you can answer that, but you know what I mean? Did it work the first time? No.
Mm-hmm.
Also, do we want to do this?
Yeah, that's another question.
Yeah. Anyways.
好，那我们来看看这篇标题。我们刚刚还没有介绍这个中文标题哈。中文标题呢叫 People People 哈，这个外星人收到请回答啊。Calling 就是这个打电话给他们，好，或者是跟他呼叫他们。
Yeah. So when you say calling all aliens, by the way, it means like it's like a casting call. We're going, okay, anybody want to respond?
Yeah, 听起来有点像外星人请注意那种感觉。
Yeah.
你只要是外星人，好，外星人请注意，只要你是外星人，你都可以回应。
Beep, beep, beep. Is this thing on? Anyways, so a team of international scientists. So it's not just one country. It's a bunch of scientists from different places. And this team has drafted a message. It has to be has, even though it's scientists, because a team is one thing. So they have written a message. If you've drafted something, it's not the final form. So this is not a done deal yet. This is a thing they want to do. So they have drafted a message. They have written a thing that they want to beam towards the center of our galaxy, the Milky Way. I think the last one was just sort of sent away from Earth. This time they're directing it towards the center of the Milky Way, which means it's potentially going to hit more aliens.
Yeah. 好，所以这一次可能是瞄得比较准吧。好，那有比较好的科技可以送到比较远的地方，好，确保它会去到了那个地方，到它的目的地去。所以这边我们看到他说 a team of international scientists 就是有一个国际科学家的团队，好，那主词是 team， 所以在美式英文里面它视为单数，所以是 a team 这个怎么样 has 他们已经做了这件事情了，他们 drafted 就是草拟打草稿一个 message 一个讯息，那这个讯息怎么样是 that 就是指这个讯息啊，这个讯息他们是想要 they want to beam 在这里是发送的意思哈，透过电子装置传送或者发射，可以用 beam 这个动词。
Yeah, but it's not sending a discrete thing. It's sending a continuous stream of something. So a beam of light is not like one piece and one piece of light. It is a continuous beam.
好，那要注意的是这个 beam 啊，不是说送出去而已哈，它是持续的一个动作哈，是它不断的发射那种感觉啊。好，那他们要就发射这个东西 towards 朝向哪里呢？朝向 the center of our galaxy 我们星系的中心啊 ，galaxy 就是我们这个星系，那就是什么呢？就是 the Milky Way 就是银河系。
So this project is called the Beacon in the Galaxy. It's a very sort of science fiction-y title. It feels like you have to say it in a special voice. A beacon is a beam, basically, of light. A beacon originally meant literally a light in the darkness. It was meant to show somebody the way. So a beacon is something that shows you the way. It's a light that shows you the way. And so this beacon in the galaxy is, I guess, meant to show aliens the way to Earth. And so the message that they're going to beam out will include simple math and physics equations, I guess to prove to them that we're smart. No, I guess to prove to them what level of technology we're at. I don't know.
It's a test for the aliens. If you can't solve these simple questions,
don't
bother.
Contact us.
Don't bother contact us.
If you can't follow our logic, don't even come here. Oh man, it's a what do you call it? It's a filter.
Yeah, that's why it's simple math and physics equations.
I don't think if I was the alien, I would be like, I don't know. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Because they're probably harder than what I can do is what I'm trying to say. So anyways, it has this math and physics. It has information about humans, like what we are, I guess, and illustrations of the human body so that they know what they're going to, when they arrive, they'll know who to talk to so they don't accidentally start talking to a moose or something, which would be terribly embarrassing. So they're showing us pictures of their potential hosts. And also, and very importantly, the location of Earth within the galaxy, because they might be like, okay, it came from there, but there's like literally 6,000 stars between here and there. And they'll be like, oh, look here, it says this star.
好，所以第一个这个句子开始的时候呢，就是这个句子开始的第一个部分，它是一个分词构句 called， 就是它被称为 the beacon in the galaxy， 就是银河信号。beacon 这个字啊，最早的意思是烽火啊，打仗的时候那个烽火。好，所以它其实是一个警告的一个信号。那后来慢慢衍生到指路的啊，在黑暗中照明的指路的一个东西。好，那所以 beacon 这个字现在也可以指说a person or thing that warns or guides 啊，它可能警告你或者是引导你。
So lighthouses are called beacons.
Yeah.
And recently a television show made a really good point. In that show, a couple was saying that we're each other's lighthouses, which means we're guiding each other home. But actually, some other character pointed out that you're supposed to avoid lighthouses. Lighthouses are like, don't come here, there's rocks.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe this beacon is actually like, don't come there, there's humans.
Yeah， 所以很有趣啊，这个灯塔也是一种 beacon 哈，但是其实灯塔那个 beacon 的意思是不要靠近我，因为有灯塔的地方常常就是这个有礁岩的、有岩石的地方啊，所以这也蛮有趣的。不过反正这个地方呢，它其实银河信号啊，就是传送出去，告诉人家我们在这里。然后呢 ，the message 就传出去这个信息呢，包括简单的数学跟物理的 equations 就是公式，里面还有 information about humans 关于人类的讯息啊，还有呢 illustrations 就是图示啊，这个图画好，那 of the human body 就人体的图画，就告诉他们说，我们长得是这个样子啊，所以如果到地球来的话，不要去跟别的动物讲话，要直接来找我们啊，我们才是老大啊。然后呢 as well as 同时也包括了 the location of Earth 地球的位置 within the galaxy 在银河系里面地球的位置在哪里啊，怕他们找不到路。
Okay, so the researchers that are going to do this, that want to do this, they understand that concepts like mathematics, as explained by humans, would be unrecognizable to extraterrestrial life. The thing is, mathematics are like physics. They're like a constant. Numbers and amounts and manipulating them is like, it's not going to change from planet to planet. However, the way you conceptualize something is going to change. So they're not necessarily going to understand our notation or our way of conceiving math. I mean, they're completely different intelligences. Imagine trying to explain math to an octopus, for instance. Mm-hmm. They're easily as smart as humans, but will they understand, 2x over 2y, Mm-hmm. So our mathematics as we use them might be unrecognizable to aliens.
好，所以呢，这些研究者 researchers understand that 他们理解concepts 概念 like mathematics 像数学这种概念，然后呢，重点是 as explained by humans 就像人类解释的那样，因为数学这个本身1+1等于2，这个大概是全世界全宇宙大概都差不多的，但是如何表达，用什么样的符号去表达 或者像更高深的数学，三角函数啊，我们的三角函数里面那些文字啊，开根号那个符号啊，这些东西，这种概念外星人可能懂，可是他可能看不懂我们的符号。所以他说这样子就是以人类解释的那种方式所呈现出来的数学会是 unrecognizable to， 就是对什么什么而言是无法辨识的，对什么什么而言无法辨识呢？对于外星的非地球的生物来讲那就是无可辨识的。那 extraterrestrial 就是外星的extra 就是在什么之外嘛所以那在外星的非地球的那 life 在这里指的是生物像我们常常讲 ocean life 就是海洋生物。
So they plan to do it in an even more complicated way. I mean, they plan to relay their message using a simple binary code of ones and zeros. The thing is, things that are simpler are harder. So if you suddenly just got a stream of ... you first have to figure out what the code means. And then when the code comes out, you're like, okay, so what does 2x over 2y mean? Like, I don't think it simplifies it, but I'm not one of these scientists. So the binary system, by the way, is similar to, or basically what most computing systems here on Earth use as the basis of computer language.
So I'm pretty sure it's a test.
It's definitely a test.
Yeah, if you can't understand this, don't bother contacting us.
It's like, we're here, but only if you're smart enough.
Yeah. 所以呢，这个地方他说因为怕外星人看不懂，所以他们计划要 relay 就是传送讯息。他们要传送他们的讯息 using 使用什么东西来传送呢？用一个简单的 binary 就是二进位的或者二元的。那这里就讲的是二进位的这个 code 码，二进位的一个码。of ones and zeros 就是一跟零那因为我们知道电脑语言就是二进位的0101这样子。那这个东西他就说因为这 similar to 这和什么相似呢？和 what 这个 what 就是 the code that most computing systems use 就是大多数的计算机的系统所使用的那个 code 是相似的here on earth 在地球这里。所以换句话说，他们就是想说那如果太复杂的太多符号你可能看不懂，但是我们用二进位的这样子的符号来表达，这样的数码来表达那跟在地球上计算机系统所用的是类似的，那看看你能不能懂。
See, I don't think that the binary is about making the information simpler. I think for aliens to understand, it's making it simpler to transmit. If you have a beam of light, you can only do on and off. So it's not about making it simpler to understand. It's making it possible to send it at all.
说不定因为这个二进位的呢，这样子其实是比较好传送的，因为就是 on 跟 off 那所以也许这个也是一个很重要的考量因素。
So giant telescopes in either California or China would be used to broadcast the message up into the sky or down into the center, depending on your perspective.
好 giant 巨大的 telescopes 望远镜，那可能是在加州的那个或者在中国的那个巨大的望远镜 would be used 将会被使用这个 would 还是因为它是虚拟的一个状态，还没有成真那用来干嘛呢？用来 broadcast 播送或者播放这个 message up into the air 就是往天空传进去传上天空。
Okay, so our second really cool story is Priceless Journals Returned to Library.
我们中文标题是复活节彩蛋，达尔文失踪笔记本完好回归。
So this was quite the mystery when it happened, and actually when we found out about it was long after it happened because it was very embarrassing for the library to admit that basically they were stolen to begin with. So let's read the story. More than 20 years after they were first reported stolen, 2 notebooks from the renowned naturalist Charles Darwin were returned to Cambridge University Library. Darwin used the journals to write notes about his theories on evolution in 1837, following his trips on the HMS Beagle. One notebook includes his famous sketch of the Tree of Life. The notebooks went missing back in 2000. The library initially thought they had been misplaced among the more than 10 million other historical texts preserved there. However, after multiple exhaustive searches, the books were never found. 15 months after the university's librarian, Dr. Jessica Gardner, made a public appeal to have the journals returned, The notebooks were found in the library, wrapped in plastic, and placed in a gift bag with a note saying, Happy Easter. So somebody clearly stole them and then returned them in the most anonymous way possible, which is interesting. Like we didn't even know about this unless you were one of the Cambridge University Library people because they didn't want it known that it was that easy to steal things from them.Yeah,
好，所以这个事情是一开始发生的时候，大家都不知道哈，因为这个对于这个图书馆来讲，他们丢掉这么重要的东西是很丢脸的哈，所以他们不想承认啊。
So more than 20 years after they were first reported stolen. So we knew they were stolen. Well, somebody knew they were stolen 20 years ago. But 2 notebooks from Charles Darwin, who is he is a well-known naturalist. He's a guy who studied nature.And they were returned to Cambridge University Library. This is a really good sentence because it gets the entire story in one. What happened, what was the result, and why was it important? All of these things are there.
好，所以这个句子呢包含了很多重要的讯息。好，首先他说 more than 20 years 超过20年 after they were first reported stolen 他们最初被通报遗失之后超过20年了。那 first 当然是最初 reported 就 they were reported 他们被通报成为什么状态呢 stolen 就是他们被通报是处于遗失的状态。好，在超过20年之后呢有2本笔记簿，所以这个一开始那个 they 指的就是后面主要子句的那2本笔记簿。那这2本笔记簿是谁的呢？是 from the renowned naturalist 是由这位知名的自然学者就是达尔文。好，那 renowned 就是 famous 知名的，所以这2本笔记簿是知名的自然学者达尔文他的笔记簿。那在据通报或者被通报遗失超过20年之后，这2本笔记簿呢 were returned to 被归还给好这个剑桥大学的图书馆。
So our second sentence gives us more information on why those 2 notebooks were important.So Darwin used the journals, the notebooks, to write notes about his theories on evolution. So they weren't just any notebooks, they were like the seed of a theory that changed the world. And he did these notebooks in 1837 following his trips on the HMS Beagle, one of his famous trips to the islands that had the dodos and other animals on, or the Galapagos. That's where he went, right?
好，所以呢这个达尔文呢他用这个笔记簿来写一些笔记。那这个笔记是关于他的 theories on evolution 进化论的笔记这在1837年的时候他用这个笔记簿写他的笔记。那这个是在什么事情之后呢？ following 就是 after 或者是 subsequent to subsequent 是 S-U-B-S-E-Q-U-E-N-T 这比较高阶的字 subsequent to 其实就是 after 的意思啦。
Yeah, but you have to have the to.
对 subsequent 后面一定要加 to 才有那个 after 的意思所以呢在他这个 trips 他去搭乘这个小猎犬号，这是很有名的一些航程那在这些航程之后他就用这2本笔记簿写下他关于进化论的一些笔记。
And our third sentence here is still helping us understand why these notebooks were super important. And so this is why. One notebook includes his famous sketch of the tree of life.
那其中1本笔记簿呢包含了他很有名很知名的那个 sketch 就是草图of the tree of life 生命树这很有名的一个草图。那他的这个也就画在这其中的1本笔记簿里面。
So our second paragraph is basically the story of how it got missing and how it got returned.So the first sentence says, the notebooks went missing back in 2000.
那这本笔记簿呢 went missing 就是成为失踪的状态 went 就成为什么什么时候状态的意思，也就是说这个笔记簿不见了是 back in 2000 就在2000年的时候这个20几年前它就不见了。
The library initially thought they had been misplaced. They just thought they had put it in the wrong place. That's in the beginning, that's what they thought. Because it's really likely because they have 10 million, that's a lot, 10 million other historical texts preserved there. They have a lot of stuff. It's really likely that something got put in the wrong place.
好，那这个图书馆呢 initially 就是一开始 at the beginning thought 以为 They had been misplaced， 他们放错地方了。好，这个 misplaced 这个字其实很好用它的意思就是暂时找不到，因为忘了放在哪里就暂时找不到，或者你放错地方的，所以暂时找不到。好，所以有时候你说你找不到你的什么什么东西，你可以用 misplace 这个字。好，所以例如你可以说 she misplaced her keys。他的中文就是他的钥匙不知道放哪里去了就是找不到的意思。
I like the word misplace though, because miss is wrong and then place is to put something. So you literally put something in the wrong place, and that's why you can't find it.
所以呢，他们以为这个只是放错地方的。那 among 就是在什么当中放错地方呢？哇，他们的藏书他们的这种东西很多。他说有超过1000万件的其他的 historical texts， 就是历史文件、历史文本所以这么多的这个历史文本、历史文件，结果呢，中间只有一个不见了那当然是很容易的事情那这 preserved there 就是指这个1000万本的这个1000万件的历史文件preserved 是保存在这个图书馆里面有1000万件的这种历史性的文件或者历史性的书籍那这两本只是其中2本，所以放错地方是很可能的。
However, after multiple means definitely more than 2 or 3. Exhaustive, meaning they checked every single place. Like, it's not just like, okay, it's not here. They really looked under everything. The books were never found.
但是他们以为是放错地方了，但是呢，在 multiple 就是很多 many 的意思exhaustive 就是彻底的 thorough 你可以说它是 thorough THOROUGH 或者是你可以说 comprehensive 全面性的该能找的地方通通找到了。好，那 comprehensive 是 COMPREHENSIVE search 就是搜索。
But exhaustive has this extra meaning of you're just wiped out. So you're so tired you have to lie down afterwards.
Yeah. 那 exhaustive 跟刚刚那两个字是同义字，但是 exhaustive 很强调就是你该找的能找的你尽所有的地方，所有能找的地方都找了，而且找完之后你会觉得很累那种感觉，因为你实在是找得非常辛苦那种感觉。所以他们找了半天而且找了好多次，然后呢这2本书从来没有被发现过，从来没有找到过。
And then, so they finally decided, okay, we're going to tell people and ask them for help. So 15 months after the university's librarian, Dr. Jessica Gardner, made a public appeal to have the journals returned. And that's when I found out about it, because on the internet, people were talking about this in certain quarters of the internet. They're like, oh my God, did you know that Cambridge lost Darwin's journals and now they're looking for them? They think they were stolen? Oh my God. And so they made this public appeal to have the journals returned. They said, please help us bring them back. And so then the notebooks were found in the library, wrapped in plastic. But not just wrapped in plastic. The books were in their original, conservation boxes. The conservation boxes were sealed very well in plastic. And so the person who stole them obviously cared about them, thank goodness. And they were brought back in very good condition. There was no problem. But the way they brought them back was so cool. They put them in a gift bag that said Happy Easter to the librarians on it. And then they left it in front of the door to that office. And they did it. How did they do it? Without being seen on multiple security cameras. That's also a huge deal about people that care about this story. So that's a thing. I mean, this is a great movie, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And it's a real thing that happened.
Yeah, 这很有趣所以呢，这个地方讲到说这个 librarian 这个大学的图书馆管理员他也是个博士Dr. Jessica Gardner， 他做了一个 public appeal, made a public appeal 就是呼吁你可以换成 entreaty E-N-T-R-E-A-T-Y 当然这个字没有 appeal 常见了那所以 made a public appeal 就是公开呼吁公开呼吁呢 to have 让这个 journals 这2本笔记这是 have 的受词那 returned 是希望这被动的动作能完成也就是说希望这2本笔记簿能够被归回叫做 have the journals returned 让这2本笔记簿被归回所以他做了这样的一个公开呼吁之后呢15个月之后那这笔记簿呢 were found 找到了而且呢是在图书馆里面找到的那刚刚 Angela 老师有提到很有趣归还的时候是把这个东西放在他们办公室的门口但是那个办公室要进那个办公室你要先进那个图书馆所以没有人知道 是谁在什么时候把这东西放在那边的，所以等于说这个小偷他有本事把它带走，他也有本事把它拿回来，但是你们都不知道我是谁，你们都没看到。好，但是呢，这个小偷他显然是很珍惜这个东西的，他不是拿去就随便卖掉了，他把它归还的时候呢是 wrapped in plastic， 是用塑胶包得好好的，而且刚刚Angie老师讲这个包裹他原来放的那个盒子都保持得很好，那外面用塑胶包好，然后呢把它放在一个 gift bag， 就是一个礼物袋里面，那 with a note 上面有一张纸条，上面写着复活节快乐。
Because it was around Easter that it was returned.
因为那个时候差不多正好就是复活节。
So anyways, that is all we have for you today, but wasn't that fun? And please join us again tomorrow or the next time for more Ivy English. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.